It's 2023, baby! Another year of paleobites. Another year of awesomeness. Unless, for whatever reason, I decide to put this show on indefinite hiatus like I did with my other show, The Ritwit. You never know. This show is not my income. This show does not make a profit, guys. I do this as a hobby. But if you'd like the show to make a profit, you could subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/MatthewDonald. There you can find bonus content for Paleobites, a little bit for the Ritwit, but mostly Paleobites. We usually discuss pop culture featuring prehistoric animals for the Paleobites Patreon. And this month we're talking about, once again, everyone's favorite dinosaur movie, Pacific Rim. They said that the Kaiju's trial one was the dinosaur, so it counts. And yes, we talked about this last January, but we're talking about it again this January. And every January from here on out. Because, damn it, it's an awesome movie, it's my favorite movie, and it's the best dinosaur movie of all time. So check it out. Links in the description for you can sign up to the Patreon. Thank you for your support. Have a lovely day and a wonderful and happy new year!
Roar, growl, snarl, bellow.
Welcome to Paleobites, the podcast about dinos that die blows. My name's Matthew Thomas, and each week I am in a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week I'm joined by someone who does not die blow. Take that as you will. It's Stephen Curro. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
That's good. That's good. Oh, it's a lovely day here in Greeley. As we're recording this, it's just before election time.
And it's dreary and chilly, so, you know.
By the way, I mean dreary and chilly, and we're inside, so we don't have to deal with it.
Days like this, I really miss the tropics.
Yeah, are you more of a tropical person?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Didn't you do some work and like some field work or something? Not field work. I mean, where'd you?
I went to the Dominican Republic.
That's right. Yes.
Once I worked to run a summer camp and help build a community center. That was back during my college days.
Well, that's cool. That's right. I remember in college. Yeah, you did that.
It was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Well, it looked fun, anyways. A friend of mine did Peace Corps work in the Dominican Republic. So,
Oh, excellent.
So
I thought about applying for the Peace Corps job there, but they require you to speak Spanish in advance, and I can't do that. So
yeah, no. My friend, she's very fluent in Spanish. She was sent home though when COVID hit.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, okay, that's a nice relay question. If you could entertain the folks in Dominican Republic not Dominican Republic. Wait, no, is Dominican Republic? You said? Dominican Republic by like throwing a dinosaur in there. Which one would you do?
If I could entertain them with a dinosaur?
Yeah, I don't know. I come up with these on the fly. I don't just be like, "Hey, Dominican Republicans, here's my dinosaur.
Would use
Enjoy."
Carnotaurus because it vaguely sounds like toro, and it's Spanish, and maybe I could connect it to
Isn't
Spanish.
the Carnotaurus in Camp Cretaceous called Toro?
Is it? I
Yeah.
still haven't seen Camp Cretaceous.
It's pretty good. It does get a little bit weird later on when they introduce robots, but like Jurassic World had holograms, so
So sure, why not? At
yeah.
this point.
So yeah, like Carnotaurus could be.
I don't know if there are any dinosaurs
like Spanish
from the Caribbean. Well, no, the Caribbean didn't even form back then, so there
Mm-mm.
probably, if there are fossils, there probably aren't any dinosaurs.
There would be like some mammals and other stuff. Like I know this is in the Caribbean, but in the crater where the dinosaurs were, so the Yucatan, we actually found quite a few fossils of some giant ground sloths. There's one called Shibalba onyx that I've done an episode on.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was found. Actually, found the fossils were underwater. Scuba divers found it when going cave diving.
Ooh,
So
that's heavy duty paleo work, right?
yeah, so I don't even think they were looking for it though. They just happened to come across it, and then so they had to somehow excavate it. Like,
I mean, unless it's like a blatant skull, you really got to know what you're looking for underwater.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm sure they were looking for something. I don't think it was just tourists being like, "Look, look at me."
some cave divers go down there just for the thrill.
I want to know what more we're gonna find in Antarctica, because I think we found Cryolophosaurus by accident. But
I think that one of the few silver linings to climate change is that we will be able to get more of the fossils in Antarctica, and it would be really cool.
There are titanosaur fossils in South America. There are titanosaurs in Australia. So that means there must have been titanosaurs in Antarctica, because that's how the two were connected.
It's a very safe bet.
Yeah. So can you imagine the Antarctic and like titanosaur? We could find because Cryolophosaurus. There's only a few other dinosaurs we found in Antarctica. There's one more. I think it's called glacial. Glaciosaur, some sort of nodosaurid relic. I think those are like the two that we found in Antarctica specifically. But just think about all the cool stuff we could find there, because like even though it was pretty much down south where it was now, even back then there was forests and other stuff.
It was like you don't think of Antarctica as tropical
Mm-mm.
at all, but
I mean, technically it wasn't
back
tropical because tropical involves latitude, but
Well, it was.
sorry, not to be that guy.
It was.
Sorry.
It was green.
It was
and
green.
forested,
Yes.
and
Yeah. So it was not like a desert like this creature we're going to talk about here.
Oh,
we're talking about
right.
Oviraptor. A dinosaur with the name Egg Thief is very unaptly named because there's a whole story about that. Type is an Oviraptorid, a group that includes Oviraptor, such as this one, Oviraptor. That was a dumb way to word that. There's other Oviraptorids, though. For some reason, I have not done a Gigantoraptor episode yet. We need to do that.
Seriously? I call dibs.
Okay. That one's next. All right. Size 5 to 6 feet / 1.6 to 1.8 meters long, 73 to 88 pounds, 33 to 40 kilograms. Diets, we don't really know. Mostly herbivorous, we think. Only the occasional egg and maybe small lizard or something might have been part of its diet for some extra protein.
Possibly.
It's hard to tell. It doesn't have teeth.
With that beak,
Yeah.
it looks like it could be, it could take some hard vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also, you get bit by that thing, you're in major trouble. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It has like a crest like a cassowary, too. So.
Yeah.
Time, Late Cretaceous, 75 to 71 million years ago. Location, Mongolia.
Such a bizarre animal.
It really is. It was described in 1924, presumably by Mr. Roy Chapman Andrews, or maybe someone like... Does it say who described it?
It does not in this book. I have, for those who are listening in, I have the Princeton Field Guide to Dinosaurs by Gregory S. Paul.
Gregory.
Yes. So, looking at the page for Oviraptor, Philoceratops. That is the full scientific name. Apparently, its head is not as deep as other oviraptorids. Full extent of head crest, not certain.
Ooh.
I
apologize. It was by Henry Fairfield Osborn that discovered it. He's another famous paleontologist from the 20s. I think he was the guy who also described T-Rex.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. He described Ornitholestes, T-Rex, that's right. He described T-Rex and Velociraptor, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Jurassic Park is thanks to him, baby.
I like this next comment on Oviraptor they have here. Hands large. That's it. Just hands large. That's all they want to say on it.
We know two things from that. That it has hands and that those hands are large.
Yes, there you go. Eloquent writing there.
More than T-Rex could say.
Apparently, it was not just Mongolia. It was specifically found in, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Jadokata, Mongolia, that region of Mongolia.
Makes sense. But it was in the Gobi Deserts, kind of where we find it. Originally, it was actually classified as, according to this, as an ornithomimid by Henry Osborn. Because it I guess I can see why, if you limited dinosaur knowledge, you might think that.
It certainly looks like it.
Yeah, but
two-legged long neck.
But then re-examinations later on proved that it was distinct enough to warrant a separate family, and thus the Oviraptorids were born.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently synonym for it is Fenestrosaurus. Fenestre means window.
Huh.
Sort of like it's like fenestre, like is those things that, like, in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the Sinoceratops has those holes.
Right.
And that we don't think it actually had. People complain about it like we know, and we really don't. Like, we've never seen a live Sinoceratops.
So we don't know.
So who knows? It could have had those holes in real life. I mean, it had them in the skull for sure, but...
Right.
But they're called fenestre, and that means window, which is actually, the term defenestrate, where you kick someone out of a window?
There's a specific term for kicking someone out of a window.
Or like being thrown out a window. Destination defenestration. It's cool in action movies.
I have to use this in a book now.
It's just like we were at the top of the building in this Die Hard movie, and then you defenestrated whatever the bad guy's name. Who was Snape? What was... Alan Rickman. What was his name in Die Hard? You ever see Die Hard?
I've seen it.
Hans Gruber.
I know he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he defenestrated Hans Gruber.
I am an exceptional thief.
Rest in peace, Alan Rickman. But so, anyways, let's see what else. Where was I? In terms of pop culture appearances, the first one was in Fantasia.
Yeah.
Disney's Dinosaur, Dinotopia, when the first book is referred to as Ovinutrix, to show it nurture the eggs rather than stole them. It's also in the Land Before Time TV series. There's a dinosaur called Ruby. That's one. The documentaries Dinosaur Planets and Planet Dinosaur. Yes, it's the same compound title in reverse. Be more creative, TV executives. It also made its appearance in the Jurassic World Dominion extended cut. It's not in the original cut, theatrical cut. It's only in the extended cut.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the video games Ark Survival Evolved, Parkasaurus, and Primal Carnage.
So it's gotten some.
It's gotten around. I definitely remember it in Disney's Dinosaur very well. Where it was like made those classic lizard noises.
Yeah, it's so weird.
But then like it got the egg, and then like it carried it off, and then it fought with another one.
Got into a fight, and then the
And then
egg
it
went
fell
down
off,
the river, and then
they start fighting with each other.
so goofy. Isn't there? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there a misconception about it eating eggs?
Yes, because what happened was we found it sitting on eggs. We found its fossil by eggs, and for some dumb reason, we did not make the logical assumption that those were its own eggs, and assumed they were Protoceratops eggs.
Right. So they thought it happened to be killed while raiding a nest.
Yes,
in fact, it was
its own eggs.
Right.
So that's not to say that eggs might not have been part of its diet.
Possibly.
I mean, it wasn't its main source of diet. Yeah. So, because like if you see a bunch of unguarded eggs, especially if you have a beak like that, it's a good source of protein. Eggs, like even if you're a herbivore, you can eat eggs, kind of, because like calcium. And it's like, well, also like nothing's really like true one or the other. Like even deer apparently lick the blood off of their babies when they're born to get some extra iron after giving birth.
Oh. So they're reclaiming iron rather than I guess that.
I mean, that's not really eating it, I guess, but
you sure that's not just to clean the baby?
Let's clean the baby. Well, I guess it's true, but they're licking it and consuming it. But
it's
sort of like how when my when my sister had her first child, she actually lost a lot of blood. Like it was a pretty intense birth.
Oh dear.
But the baby's fine and she's fine. But
good.
Because she'd lost, I think it was like 2 pints.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, this is also during COVID, so we weren't there. We just listened on speakerphone.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, but the next morning she wanted breakfast, so her husband, my brother-in-law, he went to get her this steak from the cafeteria. It's kind of like a sort of steak, you know. It's not really great. It's just cafeteria steak.
Right.
But because she needed iron so badly, she ate it. She's like, "This is the best steak I've ever had in my life."
It is amazing when you need a mineral or something. It tastes amazing.
She's like, "It's delicious." More.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of a funny story.
Yeah. It worked out quite well.
Yeah. So. But yeah. I actually got the baby to say a dinosaur. I forgot which one it was. It was a specific. I'm trying to get her to say Micropachycephalosaurus, but she did say. Which one did she say? It was a unique one.
You should get her to say Archaeornithomimid.
Yeah, it's true. You should hear a 3. She's about to be 3 next year. Yeah. So try to hear a 3-year-old say Archaeornithomimus, Claire Deering.
You should hear yourself say it.
And I love that because of that one line, you can actually get Archaeornithomimus in Jurassic World Evolution.
Perfect.
So, but I got her to. I think it was Sticky Moloch. Oh, it was. Yeah, I made Jack Horner suck it and said, "Can you say Sticky Moloch?" She's like, "Sticky Moloch." She's a very smart kid.
Excellent.
But anyway, so Oviraptor. So yeah, so we found it with its eggs, and we thought it was other eggs when we realized its own eggs. But Oviraptor is very unique in that, like I said, with its beak, we really have no idea what it ate. We assume it was a herbivore, but who knows?
According to the habits section here, presence of lizard skeleton in gut cavity of the skeleton indicates that the Oviraptorid diet included at least some small animals.
It wasn't like a predator or anything,
right?
But like I said with the eggs, like if you see those eggs and they're unguarded, just eat them.
You're an
free food.
You're an opportunist. Why would you?
But
that wasn't like it didn't go hunting or like stereotypically in movies they go hunting specifically for eggs.
The term for that is called ovivarious or ovivore.
Right.
The VV.
No, that's
like vivacious, vivacity. There's this term for what's it called? There's a term in biology that it's specifically when you have eggs, you lay eggs. but you lay them internally and they hatch internally. It's not like giving birth. It's not like us where we have placentas and they grow in there. It's specifically like when snakes or
Oh,
like
right.
other egg-laying
They
animals
hatch and then
inside and they give birth. What's called oviviparity or something. It's one of the
it's a
it's the only
weird
word in the English
term.
language that has valve.
Who
Oviviparity.
is in charge of figuring out
It's
the
just the
Latin for that
compound
word?
of Greek. Let's see. Hold on.
All right, now we're looking this up.
Yep. Oviviparity. Okay, it's just 3 V's. Okay.
This just makes me think of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom when
Y-
they're at the dinner
Yeah.
and they
Ugh.
cut into that snake and the baby snakes scream out and it's like, "Ugh," it's like
That movie was all kinds of racist.
yeah, looking back on it, it was not a credit to the Hindus
No.
and
Okay.
Indians.
So viviparity is a development of the egg inside the body, but then ovoviviparity is a term of bridging for reproduction between egg-laying oviparous and live-bearing viviparous reproduction. So ovoviviparity or ovoviviparous. The animals that possess embryos that develop inside eggs that remain inside the mother's body until they're ready to hatch.
So
Like
is this
some amphibians, like apparently you can see the tadpoles moving in this video, which I'm not going to watch because that sounds horrifying.
yeah, no. Does that mean this episode is an oviviva parody?
Good one.
I couldn't resist.
I just like that, like Ovi. That's like also that's where the term oval comes from. It took me the longest time. Like, oh yeah, oval shape, egg, shaped like an egg.
Oh, that's where that comes
So,
from.
so now you were today years old when you found out that that's where the oval name for the shape oval comes from.
Wow, all these years I had no
And
idea.
also for all the women in the audience, if you have your ovaries, same sort of thing.
Well, yeah, that's where that where that
So
comes from.
have you ever seen Sydney White?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Remember that
he's
scene
giving
where
the
she
sex
was
talk, when he's giving the sex talk.
Yeah,
with
because
the-
she lost her mom, and so he's like, these are Filipinian. Wait, that's not right. We'll just call them your lady tubes.
yeah, he has
And,
this plot. This
yeah, because he's a
piping.
plumber. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like every month you lay an egg, and she's like, what? Like a chicken? It's
like
like that's not. I'm no woman, but I'm assuming that's not quite how it works. Anyways, Oviraptor.
It's funny though.
Yeah, so but Oviraptor, like other than like it's like specific egg eating sort of thing, which it did not have, like it was contemporaneous with creatures like Protoceratops and Velociraptor.
Mhm. It says here shared its habitat with the more common Citipati, which I've never heard of. Main
Yes.
enemy of these oviraptorids were
Stenonychosaurus, which is
Thank
the
you.
new Troodon apparently, because Troodon is a nomen nudum,
Oh, they renamed it Stenonychosaurus.
or it's
Troodon-
the animal that's because like it's more like Troodon. We based its appearance off of Stenonychosaurus.
Hmm.
Oh, look, I searched Steno, and the first thing came up was your namesake,
Uh,
Stephen Curry.
I am not
apologize.
named after a basketball player.
I was searching STE, but then Stephen Curry came up. But anyways, this is Stephen Curro.
Oh my gosh. When I worked in middle school, kids would be like, "Can I call you Stephen Curry?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." I have no idea what that means. It took me a year before I realized they were talking about basketball.
Wait a minute. Why are they thinking that Stenonychosaurus was this? Because this was in Alberta. What is it doing? That book is based on lies.
The book is lying, or did they change it?
Is it say
again?
specifically Stenonychosaurus?
Stenon.
Wait, no, I don't know.
This is what I got. Stenonychosaurus.
That's what this is, but apparently this is based in Alberta.
Maybe they renamed it again.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, that's right. The dinosaur had this weird thing.
Right.
That's what dinosaurs will evolve into, guys. Science. That weird alien thing.
The alien dinosaur. Yes, because of course it has to take a humanoid form.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, it was also with Velociraptor. Did you ever see Dinosaur Planets back in the day with like White Tip's Journey?
Yeah,
I think
saw
it did
that
a really
one.
good job of showing like the size difference between Velociraptor and Oviraptor. Like even though this was a herbivore and Velociraptor was so mean, if you're a Velociraptor, especially if you're on Oviraptor, might have been something to fear.
Yeah,
Like-
velociraptors were tiny.
Yeah.
Like, it's Jurassic Park lies.
Mhm.
So,
But yeah, like they did a really good job. Like even there was just like "Roar," like there was like a big cassowary, you know. So I don't know. But other than that, like I don't know, Oviraptor's pretty cool.
it is just a very bizarre animal. So,
Yeah.
and he's misunderstood. So,
Yeah, exactly. Ovinutrix. Let's name it that.
Ovinutrix.
I do like it in Dinotopia. Dirty to Shandar, we see some new Oviraptors and they have feathers because she updated the science. The only time he didn't do that, there was that character in the first Dinotopia book. There was the guy with the telescope.
The
The-
telescope.
Yeah, or was he at a telescope in Waterfall City? Malik or something? Or
Emmett.
Emmett?
He was a Deinonychus.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, why would I think Malik? Who am I thinking of? Malik? I don't know.
Malik.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Anyways, yeah, Emmett. Okay, whatever. So he didn't appear in the later books
Right. He doesn't
because
show up.
he probably would have had feathers. So I guess they felt like since he was a character, they would have to explain
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
why he suddenly got hairy.
They could have just retired him and
Well, that's what they did, I think. Well, I don't know if they said specifically, but he just wasn't there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's rate Oviraptor 1 out of 65 million. I'm gonna give it like a 49 million. Like
I'll give it a 47.
47 million. Cool. All right. Well, that's it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show and contact us at mattd@matthewdoncreator.com for your general questions to any of the co-hosts, you can find me on social media at MatthewDonCreator on Facebook, at MatthewDon64 on Twitter, and MatthewDon64 on Instagram. Where can they find you, Stephen?
You can find me at StephenCurro.com.
Nice.
StephenCurro.com.
Oh, you messed it up too much. So,
Darn it. I almost had it.
also look up the basketball player Stephen Curry.
No.
Host one of the creators of the wonderful mini golf show Holy Moly, that's what it's called. I had to think about it for a
He
second.
has a golf show?
A mini golf specifically. It's mini golf meets Wipeout. It's a very good show.
Okay.
It's
I had
very
no
funny.
idea.
My favorite is when they use a hole called the Franken putt or whatever. When if you miss the hole, you get zapped.
Okay, I admit
Dr. Franken or Puttenstein or something just goes like
Stein.
just pulls the thing and you're wearing these bands. You go.
I admit that sounds entertaining.
There's also a hole they call the lawsuit hole, where it's like a big dragon that breathes fire on you, so you have to wear fireproof suits while you're.
That's funny. So yes. Anyway,
I have a book series on Amazon, Megazoic, available for print and Kindle. No, wait, is there an Oviraptor? I don't know. There's one somewhere in there. No major characters in Oviraptor. The only Oviraptorid representative is Brookie the Gigantoraptor.
yes, missiles.
Oh man!
Yes.
But and also have a podcast called The Rit Wit. Two twits talk about writing. We're speeding through this because we only have limited time in this room, and we want to fit one more episode. So that's it for this week. I'll say the end of every episode of Paleo Bites. All right, goodbye.